YouTube, Smoove the trucker. How's it going, you guys? Happy Monday. Giving you guys an update how things are going out here on the road, driving semi-trucks for V&G Optimum Freight, who's got semi-trucks leased on to FedEx ground. Things are going real good. They have your boy Smoove training Anthony. He's doing great. We're doing the dedicated run from California to Chicago, back to Texas, back to California again. Things are going real good, real solid, and your boy Smoove is a happy camper. Want to give you guys, make a video today for you guys about little safety tips and tricks. There's been a lot of crazy winter weather driving out there right now, you guys. The main stuff to pay attention to is to slow down, use your common sense, and don't be a super trucker. Weather's real crazy, and it's real important to be safe out there. They've been having your boy Smoove has been working as a trainer for the last 6-7 months now, and some of the main things I've seen after training a good amount of people now are just, a lot of people have the same exact questions. You know, they want to know how to check into line haul, how to use these Trip Buddy apps, and one of the main questions I've been getting is how to take an alternate route. So I kind of wanted to go over today about how FedEx Ground does alternate routes, what are the processes of how to do those, and to get by. So I'm gonna go ahead and pull up a pic here. This is a pic of an alternate route that we did last week. Last week, it was real crazy conditions, you guys. We had a big storm going through Flagstaff, Arizona, and through Denver, all through Colorado. A lot of snow, a lot of ice. So we actually had to take a big alternate route, cutting all the way down. We took the 10. We took the 10 all the way down to Las Cruces, New Mexico, and then we went all the way up to 40, and then back through Albuquerque into Oklahoma, and then we had to cut all the way back up. So we had to take a pretty severe alternate route. It was about an extra 350 something miles, but FedEx Ground is all about safety, and they're all about paying for your time and to keep you as safe as possible. So if you have want to take an alternate route, they will pay you those extra miles, and it's one of the great things about working here for that company is getting, as they're all about safety and keeping you guys safe out on the road. Checking into a FedEx terminal early. I want to go ahead and give you guys a little tip that your boy Smoove uses. So you want to check into a FedEx terminal a little bit early, especially if you know you're going to be getting there sometime around 6 in the morning. It's real important to check in early because a lot of the times sometimes you'll be sitting for a long time if you don't check in a little bit early. So what your boy Smoove does is I'll go ahead and pull up a picture here. This is a picture of the Trip Buddy app. And you want to go on this app and you want to check in early on these apps because the sooner you do that, it gives you a better position, and you can get most of the time you can get a load already set up heading out in another direction. So it saves you time, saves efficiency, and it just makes the whole work week a lot better if you can check in a little early on these Trip Buddy apps. I want to go over a few of the safety features on the truck. All FedEx Ground semi-trucks, they're all about safety, so they have a lot of safety features. We got a lot of beeping. So, for example, if you're in the lane and you're swerving too far to the left or too far to the right-hand side of the lane, this little beeping will go off. It'll be like beep, beep, and it'll let you know that you're too far to the side. You also have a distance warning will come on. It sounds similar to if you were following a truck too closely, a little distance warning will pop up. And if you get too close to, like, sometimes if you're going under a bridge, it'll have like a collision alert come out. So the collision alert is just if you don't stop in time. And we have some features where if you don't stop in time, the truck will actually slow down automatically for you too. So FedEx Ground is all about safety. They want to keep you as safe as possible and keep you safe out on the road, you guys. I want to go over some of the stuff about trucker GPS and just my thoughts. This is a picture of me from May Trucking from my first company, but your boy Smoove, I feel like for most people, when you get your CDL and you join your first company, it's always very nerve-wracking, especially your first 3 to 6 months of driving solo by yourself. You know, you don't really know what you're doing a whole lot, so I recommend getting a trucker GPS when you're first starting out, especially, just because the trucker GPS will let you know where the low bridges are at. They'll let you know what streets are truck routes. And for the most part, they're pretty good. They're a good second tool to keep you safe out on the road. But to be honest, the biggest thing for me that works out good is using the satellite view on Google Maps. I'm gonna go ahead and pull up a couple images here. These are satellite views of Google Maps. This is an example of the Chicago terminal that your boy Smoove goes to every week. But these satellite views are super, super handy because you can see where you pull in, your entrance point and your exit point. And it's real easy to get in and out of these terminals, especially when you pull up the satellite view, especially when you're getting off the interstates and off the highways and you're taking a couple residential streets to get to your pickup or destination or your main terminals for FedEx Ground. These satellite views are imperative. They help so much and they keep you super safe out on the road. You want to make sure you do a good pre-trip, good pre-trip. View the route, view the routing. Zoom in, see if Google Maps or the trucker GPS is taking you down any streets that you shouldn't be taking down. When you pull up the satellite view on Google Maps, especially, you can kind of see the street. You can zoom in and say, hey, this looks like a little bit of a neighborhood. I might not want to go this way. Might want to take an alternate route because it doesn't very look true truck friendly just by looking at it and zooming in and kind of seeing the street view that has available for you. That, in my personal opinion, do what works best for you. A lot of people like using some trucker GPSs. Your boy Smoove, I have a Rand McNally GPS I used to have back in the day. The thing worked out good. Every now and then it would have a little bit of charging issues where my cord would get stuck sometimes, and it's all personal opinion. So your boy Smoove, to be honest, I mainly just use Google Maps nowadays. It works out perfectly as long as you can just go on and you can use the satellite view, you can zoom in. It actually gives you better perception, I believe, to me at least, than trucker GPS. But the best, if you're gonna get a trucker GPS and invest in one, I'd recommend getting either a Garmin or a Rand McNally. Those are kind of the two biggest brands out right now. They're both super good. You kind of have to program these GPSs. You gotta hook them up to your phone and you have to connect it to the data, and then they can add all this information to these trucker GPSs. So they could be a little bit of a hassle to get set up, to be honest, but they're super good once you get them all set up. They'll have the low bridges, they'll have all the streets that you can take, they'll have all the truck stops, all the rest areas on the interstate, and it's just an extra tool. Some people like them, some people don't. They were super handy for me, especially my first 6 months of driving solo for semi-trucks, but to be honest, after you get enough experience and after you know how to work the satellite view on Google Maps, you can pretty much get away with just using that, as long as you pull up a pre-route and you kind of look at the route before you start driving to make sure that it's not going to be taking you down any streets that you're probably not supposed to be taking a 80,000-pound semi-truck vehicle down these streets. So just be safe and realize trucker GPSs are not perfect. It messes up sometimes. Sometimes it'll take you into certain areas. Certain things that I don't like about these trucker GPSs is that when you get close to the terminal, sometimes it'll take you down a street that you're not even supposed to be going down. So it's real good to just pull up your routing, especially on Google Maps on the satellite view, and make sure you know what street to turn on before you get to the destination, because a lot of the times these trucker GPSs will get you 95% of the way there, but the last 5% of the way, it'll totally mess you up and take you down a street you're not supposed to go down to. It's happened to me many, many times. So make sure you do your pre-trip routing. Make sure you know which way you're going to go, especially that last mile into the destination that you're supposed to go is absolutely imperative to do that correctly, you guys. Non-truck route streets, if something happens, if you guys end up going down a street that you're not supposed to, don't panic, just take your time, go slow. If you have to, find a place to park on the side of the road, put your hazard lights on, ask for help if you need to. You can also just pull up Google Maps, look at the satellite view and kind of see what streets look like a main street that's not going to be a neighborhood to get out of there. Take your time, don't panic, put your hazard lights on. If you need to call the cops, you can call them. I've never done that myself personally, but I've heard other truckers have done it before, and most of the time they'll come out there, they'll be helpful, and they want you to get out there to be safe and to get home to your families as soon as possible. Learn from your mistakes. You'll get better each time. And just remember, practice makes perfect. The more you keep driving, the more practice you get, the better you'll get, and you'll become a super great semi-truck in no time, you guys. Those of you guys that are interested in a great job, a great opportunity, my contractor for FedEx Ground, he's hiring, Gert Lisha. It's great money, $2,000 per week, 80 to 100 grand per year. You can even make over 6 figures if you're a hustler and you just work constantly. We have great medical dental benefits. If you're interested, his number is 909-222-9414. It's a FedEx Ground team driving position, out for 5 to 6 days at a time, 2 to 3 days off per week. Great job, great opportunity. We're based out of the Southern California area, Rialto, City of Industry, Anaheim terminals. If you're interested, comment down below. I love you guys. I hope this video was helpful. And until the next video, Smoove the Trucker, out for now.